It's been a few days since I've played the Universim. I don't know if you could hear that, but like it's running a little slow. But it's been a few days since I last played, so I've kind of forgotten where we are. Please forgive me. I know that we were making our way through the research tree for the space age. I know that I marveled last time at the hover cars. We've got hover cars now. We were also upgrading our water facilities? Question mark. Let's find out. That's the wrong button. Okay, yes, our water facilities, also our farms, hospitals, and eateries, I guess. It appears that we are having an earthquake somewhere. With earthquakes, you can see the ground rumbling. Normally I get a little notification, like a message in the top left. So if I get one of those, I'll be able to see a little better where the earthquake is, but right now it doesn't seem like a very big deal. Right, so let's take a look at how our upgrades are holding up. Do we need to conserve some resources? Does not look like it. Thanks, past Cassie. Future Cassie thinks you're a bro. So we've got, it's fall. So I'm gonna hold off on the water pumps until fall is over, but I will upgrade an eatery. There's the notification. Oh, and the earthquake's way far away. Not a problem. You can see everything kind of rumbling. Dust is kicking up. Okay, cool. So we just entered winter, and now I have no problem upgrading my water pumps. Actually, I'm doing this the hard way. I'm just gonna find one of them that still needs upgrading and click this button, the button on the right, because it'll upgrade all of them at once. Because it's winter, they can't be used, so we might as well get through them. And I am worried that I'm gonna like resource lock myself a little bit. They are not cheap, but we can just hold off until the water pumps are done before we start doing other things. And we don't want to do the reservoirs in the winter because they are the water stores for the whole civilization. So I'm thinking if we manage to get through the water pumps before the winter is over, we can move on to like eateries or hospitals and do those. And then come back to reservoirs when there's no risk of losing water from them. How's our condenser doing? That's not what it's called in this game. It's called like an oxylizer or something. Hydrocollider. 84% this lake. That's great. Hasn't been this full for a while. We will clear up this infected zone. Oh boy. So I've been in conversations about the electricity a lot lately, just because like I go about it kind of a weird way. Like you can increase the output of the kinetic generators, and by quite a lot. Stop notifying so that I can get to the infected nugget. She's already been to the hospital. She's fine. And that's valid. You can increase the throughput, the output of your kinetic generators. It's risky for your nuggets. They can get hurt or sick and they overwork themselves. But if you don't mind that, and do I mind that? I haven't really given it any thought. So that's something I might could do because it doesn't seem like our minister is really pulling her own weight. Seems that I need to train. Yes, I do. Some rangers. Over time, like your rangers are going to die. They're going to get old and die, or they're going to get killed. So you will occasionally have to re-up your military, not just your rangers, but all of them. I haven't put down any like tanks or helicopters yet, so I don't have to worry too much about that. And I've only put down one, um, I don't know what to call it, building, shed, house, hut, box for boomers. So I only have 5 boomers. Okay, still looking pretty all right on resources. Ended up needing fewer than I thought, and that's a great thing. Still gonna wait till it's done before I start spending stuff, though. I want to make sure that our mother planet is in really good shape before we start exploring space, because when I'm focused on exploring space, I tend to lose sight of what's happening on mother planet. So by situating everybody really well here, my hope is that when I start exploring other worlds, they'll be fine. They'll be self-sufficient. They'll be in good shape. Obviously, not the case right now because of the electricity deficits and things like that. But like, they're good on food. They're good on water. They're pretty good on resources. We have enough unobtainium to make quite a few nuggetoids if we wanted to. And I definitely want, like, I've got 2 nuggetoids here. I want to bring a couple with me to our first planet, and then we can start settling down there, down roots. It's also really odd to me that we still have so many like modern age residential buildings when we have put down, like, we've opened up the space age residential facade, and typically buildings automatically move, and a lot of them have. We have some residential buildings that are in the space age skin, which mostly means smaller, but for some reason these are not. I don't recall whether we have a mystical box going. Does not look like it. But we do have a polluted lake. Well, we don't really have a polluted lake. We're not using this for anything. You can clear pollution using the trickle effect creator power. You can see it was 50% polluted when I started, and it's coming down real fast. Like, one cloud is all it's going to take to clear this up. In theory, it's slowed down. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. I can hear things upgrading kind of like around roughly anywhere we're sitting. This lake is also dirty. Is it? Yes. Trickle effect is expensive as creator powers go. Like, it's useful enough, but I feel like it should cost less. Okay, see, this is the panel that lets you increase the power output of a kinetic generator, and there's no like middle ground here. It just goes from regular to extreme. So like it helps. It really does help. Like the throughput, the output is like immense, but he's tired. Poor guy. Get some rest, Pink Mohawk. Oh, I guess I could start some research. There's not any reason I'm not researching things right now. Okay, so we need... We can do space burial and gravity altering. We'll start with that. And that'll give us upgrades to our prison and graveyards. I don't know if I will be able to use those upgrades here on Mother Planet or if they're only applicable for space, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to upgrade them here, and that would be a good thing because the graveyard is still in the Tudor facade. She's a little outdated, and I mean most graveyards are, right? Most graveyards look like they were built in the 1400s. Okay, cool. Now that we're through the winter, I'm pretty comfortable with upgrading my reservoirs. And I think we can do that pretty comfortably now. Looks like we're not like waiting on any resources for our other upgrades. And we have a little bit of a surplus of everything, in some cases only 8, but a surplus is a surplus, dude. So I will say this though, I'm only going to upgrade a couple reservoirs at a time so that I don't get myself in a bind with water. Water is important. I don't want my nuggets dying of thirst, so I'll upgrade like 3 of these at once until we're done with all of them. We just have pages and pages of stuff to upgrade. Boy, howdy. Sometimes I think about like the dumb stuff I say. I try not to give away too much information about like me or where I live or where I grew up. But then like I'll say something like boy howdy and I'm like, you'll probably figure it out. This is a lot more unobtainium than I recall being here. We have a couple of unobtainium extractors already set up out in the wild, and they are the reason that we have 8 unobtainium, and that is used to make nuggetoids. This, if you played the game in the past and you haven't played in a while, a lot has changed. Nuggetoids used to be builder bots, and builder bots kind of like around the time that I started first getting into endgame, builder bots were made by like repurposing buildings. Like you could turn an airport, say, into a builder bot. It's not like that anymore. Now you build a nuggetoid factory, which we have built in like a very recent playthrough, or a very recent session. And then from there, you use an obtainium and like fuel or something to build the builder bots. Builder bots, they look cool. They still, well, okay, nuggetoids, to build nuggetoids. The nuggetoids still look like builder bots, and they work mostly the same way. They may work a little bit differently. I'm gonna see if I can find you one. Not, that's the wrong button. Okay, this again. The game is following the nuggetoid that I just selected from the list, but we can't see it on the screen. There's the other one though. This little dude's doing just fine. They have vitals menus just like nuggets do. They're pretty cute. This one needs to power up, actually, so it's probably on its way back to the nuggetoid factory. Oh, it says doing nothing. Nice. It really should power up. Okay, now it's going to recharge. And nuggetoids, like nuggets, can be healed with rejuvenate or by going to a hospital. I don't know how our doctors are trained to, or like our medical doctors are trained to service our nuggetoids, but here we are. When we first got the nuggetoid factory, I thought it was similar to the cloning facility, that I'd be making like nuggets. I didn't realize I'd be making builderbots because, like I said, it wasn't like this when last I played. We have also unlocked a lot of things that can help our atmosphere. We've unlocked like a cloud generator. It's all in the space menu. I can walk you through it. The Cosmodrome, which I haven't put down yet, which is how you send rockets to space. The spaceport, which I also haven't put down yet, which is good for like, I don't know what this is used for. I'll have to figure that out. I'll look it up and I'll get back to you. I am pretty sure in the past I've put down a spaceport, and the spaceport was for like intergalactic trade. So like you could send stuff back and forth between Mother Planet and any other planets you've unlocked. But I could be wrong about that, so don't take me for my word. And I'll look it up. The terraformer, which we will need when we land on a new planet. The oxygen generator, which I can put down here as well. If we find ourselves in a bind with the atmosphere, and right now our atmosphere is great, it's doing just fine, then we can put down oxygen generators here and they can help. But they are mostly for, planets in space that don't have oxygenated atmospheres. The hydro collider, which you've already seen, we have one right over there. That is what is condensing water out of the sky and pumping it back into the lakes. There's our cloud generator. Does what it says on the tin. Nuggetoid factory we already have and we just talked about, builds builder bots, and unobtainium extractors, which we've also recently talked about, which takes these like monoliths, these little obelisks out here in the wild, very pretty, and derives ore from them, unobtainium ore, which is used to build nuggetoids. What are you telling me? It looks like you're telling me no pets. Is that a paw print or are those nuggets? It's a paw print. Okay. I have to imagine that that means that this garrison isn't finding any animals to hunt. And I can't do anything about that. I wonder, so there's no implementation of like food generation uh, in like end game in space level. So like the lakes can run out of fish. The like the planet can run out of animals. Animals can go extinct. Like I've got farms, and so I should be just fine. But the fact that like there's no factory, like there's no GMO animal like byproduct in this game is a little weird to me. I would have expected something like that, honestly. We look in, we need 5 steel beams, we need 7 electronics. Everything else I think is pretty good. Oh, we need 5 cement, but that's not going to be a problem. We've got so much cement. All right, so we'll hold off a little longer before we upgrade anything else. I mentioned this a while ago, but I am so excited for like a storyline for this game. It was one of the things that was talked about in the 1.0 trailer that came out on like the 15th of December. Like, I'm really excited for the fact that I might have objectives to meet because otherwise I'm just kind of floundering and doing whatever I feel like doing. Um, I wouldn't say floundering is the wrong way to play this game. It's a God game. You can play it however you want. So if you like to flounder too, I'm not I'm not here to judge. I love a good flounder. I love a flounder and I love a putter. Um, but like perhaps if I have objectives, I can organize Mother Planet a little better and I can better understand what I might need for space exploration and where I should focus. I'll close my build menu since I'm not building anything. Ooh, someone got. What's happening over here? This is a rival civilization. Rival civilizations are created by nuggets who leave your civilization in very early game. And then they never really get bigger than this, and they're always bubbled. But once you've unlocked, your war facilities, you can trade with them or attack them. They can trade with you or attack you, and it is just an aspect of the game that it's there. It's just there. You know what I mean? Like some aspects of the game are very important and noticeable and impactful, and others like rival civilizations are not so much. I want to mention I've been considering adding some games to my channel. Now that I am done with Dragon Age 2, I want to take a little break before I get to Inquisition. Um, but like I play a lot of games that are really fun and really challenging, that I think that you would really like. They're not like super well known, like they're not like AAA games. Um, So, you may not have ever heard of them, but I think that you would really enjoy them. Like, there's a game called Oxygen Not Included, which is, a similar kind of civilization management game to the Universim, but the mechanics are so different and it's so much fun. It's really hard. I'm not good at it. So I guess that's kind of the question. Like, do you want to see people play games they're bad at and kind of like learn and grow along the way? Because I mean, if you want to watch me play something I'm terrible at, I am more than happy to oblige. I've got like a whole library of games I'm bad at. Um, there are still like I play games off camera too, games that I don't know, if you'd like them or if I'm playing them for the first time. Just finished a game called Not Tonight, which was amazing, and I think I might play that on camera someday. Um, I also this is nerdy, but I am about to get back into World of Warcraft for 100 million reasons. That is something I will never play on camera. Because if you know anything about the World of Warcraft community, you know that they don't always take kindly to the ladies. And they're usually just kind of mean. Not everyone in the community is mean and sexist, but I don't want to open the door to those few who are. You know what I mean? The squeaky wheel gets the grease. The vocal minority or the vocal minority are the ones you hear from. Cool. Oh, I wanted to check and see if that opened up an upgrade for the graveyards. Like here on Mother Planet. Oh, I'm doing this the hard way. It sure did. Nice. So we've got way too much to upgrade now. We'll get there. Let me know if you're too eager to start space exploration, if you're like bored of watching me butter around on Mother Planet, upgrading things and researching things. Like, we could already be exploring space. I am just trying to make sure I'm comfortable. I'm lollygagging, if you will. I also love a lollygag. But yeah, let me know because I don't want to bore you. I say it all the time. So if you want to see us start creeping into space, I'll consider it. I'm nervous. Oh, I didn't look to see how polluted. 24%. It's interesting. This playthrough has just been, some of them are so easy. We've just been cleaning up lakes. We had one rejuvenate, and we're doing a little bit of research and a little bit of upgrading. Like, this is an easy day. Some days I accidentally put tornadoes down. Some days my nuggets are in crisis for whatever reason, or I get attacked 100 million times, or I get 3 infections from 3 different mystical boxes. So I'm grateful for an easy day, but I also feel like this can't be all that interesting as a person watching me play. So let me know. I'm just so worried that I'm boring you guys to death. All right. It's getting to be about time to wind it down, and we are clear on resources again, so I'm going to upgrade a couple more reservoirs. We're in summer, we're moving into fall, so I don't want to do too many, but I do want to focus on the reservoirs. Down, please. Thank you. Do we have 4 pages of reservoirs? Seriously? They can't all need to be upgraded, though. They do! They don't. Just 3 pages of them need to be upgraded. All right, and that's going to do it for us today. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I've really loved chatting with all of you and getting to know you. You all have amazing feedback about the game. I'm learning things from you. You are asking good questions. So thank you for being here. I could not appreciate you more than I do. Um, I will come back with this game in a couple days. Now that the holidays, we're moving away from the holidays. I know I focused kind of hard on other games throughout the holiday season, but now that we're moving away from the holidays, I will have more time for this game too. And something kind of exciting for me, I have signed an agreement with my workplace that I am working only 4 days a week now. So I have Fridays off. So Fridays I can do a little more in games and post a little more to my channel. So look forward to that or don't. I don't know. I don't know what you're into. But thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me talk to you and talk your ear off and for engaging with me about this game. And I'll see you soon.